Welcome back, and what we're going to do during this particular video is continue down this path of exploring access control, and we're going to do that within the framework of a data classification model. So we're going to talk about data classification. How do we classify data? Because if you're going to restrict access to that data, you may have different levels of data associated that you want to protect. And the one that's probably most prevalent out there is the military model. So if you look at the military classification scheme, you have this idea of unclassified information, sensitive but unclassified information, confidential data, secret data, and then top secret data. Having been a member of the military, I can tell you there's a level beyond top secret data, which is called special compartmented information, and that is the information is so top secret that we want to split it into different parts, and those different parts are sent separately and then reassembled at the end. And there's one level above that even, but we're not going to talk about that. Within the University System of Georgia, we actually use a much more simple model. We actually use open records as our, there's a law in Georgia that says most data should be available to the public. So it's an open records law, and what we do is our data classification scheme is based on Tier 1 being everything that is subject to open records. And so all of those open records are available, and I don't really need to protect it too much because anybody can just write a letter or send an email saying, hey, I want access to this information, and to gain access to it. So we don't spend a lot of time there because it could be in the front page of a newspaper. Then the second category is all those things that are excluded, or exempt from the open records law. So personally identifiable information, FERPA, HIPAA data, those types of sensitive information I want to spend my time protecting and focusing on. And so that's where we have built our data classification model within USG. And as you can see here, this is the model associated with the U.S. military. And as I said, there's actually two tiers beyond top secret, or you could say maybe the military considers some subcategories. All right, and the idea behind here is that each user of information asset has a security level, and each segment of data has a security level associated with it. And it's interesting, sometimes it's really not classified at a certain level unless certain information is pulled together into one particular location. And this sometimes will cause problems. You'll have information within the military, for example, that was classified secret, but you could go find on the CNN website. And what it was is most of the information was there, but there were some small components that were not, that led to that different classification. And then sometimes your security classification of data will change over time. What may be embargoed information or classified information at a certain point, later on everybody knows about, and it's not classified at that particular point. So anyway, you've got these roles and security clearances that are associated with data, and it should fit your organization. As you might imagine, this goes back to the need-to-know principle, which we talked about during the last video in terms of access control. Security clearances provide a mechanism of limiting access to information to make sure that it's aligned with what you need within the organization. All right, well, this concludes this very short video that's talked about security clearances, and it's talked about it within the idea of data classification. And I've given you two examples, one that's tied to the military and one that was tied to the University System of Georgia in terms of how we do our data classification. Thanks for listening to the video, and what we're going to do is finish up during the next video our look at access controls before moving into security architecture models.